Hey folks, how are you? Is back with another video, and on this one I want to analyze the QQQ Tesla, spy footage, and a few more tickers. I'll discuss the current state of the economic calendar, the news' analysis of the markets, and my personal assessment of the charts. But first, some brief background information. Please do not regard what I say as financial advice, as I am not a financial planner. Additionally, if it's possible, kindly click the Webull link that appears in the description and below. You will receive 20 free stocks when you sign up for Webull using the link below and deposit $500 into the account. You will receive 75 complimentary stocks if you deposit $2,500 or more. They're offering in a matter of weeks, not months. In any case, you can see that Tesla is doing fairly well in this market as it attempts to maintain its position above the $170 barrier. We have the ability to rise to this imbalance and eventually reach $172.704 if we manage to hold above this. Overall, though, Tesla is displaying a great deal of vitality and strength. We will now go into further detail on Tesla in the markets, but first let's discuss the data. Thus, today's initial 221,000 jobless claims were higher than anticipated. In spite of this, the markets are holding up very well, and the number of new claims for unemployment benefits came in lower than expected, indicating some weakness in the labor market. Furthermore, the Fed is in favor of this since it will greatly improve inflationary data. In terms of imports and exports, everything came fairly near to the projection. In addition to imports being somewhat stronger than desired, we saw that exports were slightly stronger than anticipated. So all in all, not awful. As we start to see greater momentum in U.S. equities and other markets, the dollar is still declining. Now, for some market-related news on Wednesday, the Dow fell for the third straight day. The 30-stock index experienced a significant decline, while other tickers appeared to be trading sideways. Certain assets, like the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq, did better than the index, but there is a slight shift nonetheless. Hundreds of positions in sales and marketing departments in physical store technology are being eliminated by Amazon's cloud computing division. This comes as no surprise in these trying circumstances, and it's crucial because of the recent adjustments they made to their French outlets. The entire board of Disney was re-elected by shareholders on Wednesday. Everything is going okay so far. Speaking yesterday was Jerome Powell. He is taking his time easing monetary policy. Additionally, he said that they cannot yet declare whether or not they will be lowering rates in light of the most recent results. Therefore, before taking any further action of that nature, they require a little bit more information. But he also mentioned that when they get closer to the 2% targets, there might be more rough rides. He's kind of in the middle. We didn't really say anything too crazy, but we did say a few things that were a little bit more on the hawkish side. I'm noticing some new headlines on Tesla as well. The Tesla team is essentially looking for places in India to build an electric car plant that would cost between $2 and $3 billion. This is some very, very huge news because there will be a lot of work involved in making this a reality, and it will be a very, very big relationship. That would be highly encouraging news for Tesla because it might result in the company establishing a gigafactory or announcing a location very soon. Currently, there are still a lot of high taxes in India, including import tariffs. Tesla still needs to work through a number of restrictions, but the recent announcement of new tax reforms has made significant strides. Thus, Tesla may benefit even more. We'll just have to wait and watch if Tesla announces anything about a possible location within India. That will be crucial, and it might also be highly beneficial for Tesla. What do I observe, then, in terms of share price? To be honest, folks, Tesla is moving higher. I think it's looking positive. We must determine whether we can keep this level above 170. Should you maintain your position above here, watch for a push up to 172.704. And we might be heading back down to roughly 167.8 to 168. If we lose this 170 area, we will be dropping all the way back to roughly 165 if we lose that support. All things considered, I believe Tesla is still positive and is rising with the markets. This indicates that it has more bullish potential and the chart shows more life. I should also mention that Tesla is demonstrating life at this point in the 4-hour time frame. The PS appear to be approaching a crossing. It appears that Tesla may be pushed even further by this. Therefore, from a technical perspective, I think the chart is looking a little more positive at this point. Its share price received some downgrades yesterday from Morgan Stanley and a few other sources, but they didn't have a significant impact, and it appears to be a little more bullish right now. Thus, things don't appear to be too bad. Permit me to add something more I should have mentioned. In light of all the information released today, the 4-week and 8-week bill auctions are scheduled to begin at 11:30 a.m. Later in the day, we have a number of Fed speakers, including Kugler, Miller, NM. Messer, pardon my bad grammar before barking afternoon. Watch out for those two later on, but for the time being at least, the market won't be severely impacted. The market is now surging. As we get closer to the Fed speakers, everything appears to be going well for us, and Tesla appears to have further upside. SPY appears the same. It appears to be pushing strongly towards 523, and we may be able to keep pumping higher. I did told you all that a SPY should keep pushing and respect an upward trend. I'm going to try to push for around 524 and see how we respond up here. The chart appears to be much more bullish thus far. Thus, keep an eye out for 524 and observe the response we receive up here. Here is where we have some tight resistance, as you can see, if we reject off. After that, we could descend again. We should be all right if we hold out here. However, I do believe that 524 may be tested very, very soon. The SPY appears to be growing more optimistic. Use 522 as a crucial point of support. We might drop to 520 if we lose this. I think there's more chance that we can raise the QQQ all the way to 524. We're showcasing greater vitality. We're nearing some close barrier. We might be able to move as high as 447.5 to 448, but the higher we go, the more we should be cautious of that tight resistance. It appears to be more bullish now. Watch the support levels around 446 and 444 beforehand, but the chart appears bullish thus far. Apple is also attempting to make a splash. Our structure is similar to an inverse head and shoulders. Observe 179. We could move all the way up to this imbalance and the 200 EMA, which is at 171.5 if we break this. I think this has some promise. Additionally, I sense some life in this. Let's see whether this keeps up the good work, all things considered. Apple appears to be doing really well. And lastly, we have this stock of Nvda. Additionally, Nvda appears to be rather nice. Decreased little and is currently back within this range. Observe 908 as resistance then. There could be a test there. We might receive another push for at least 915, if not 920, if we manage to overcome this. If not, simply keep an eye out for resistance at 908. However, as of right moment, Nvda might have a brief upturn. Though, as I mentioned before, Nvda is building a larger head and shoulders like structure. I do see some possibilities in the near future. We are attempting to break through for super micro. We exceeded 120. We're going to be aiming for a push in the direction of 160. If that breaks, we might approach 180. After that, 1,100 AMD is beginning to show promise. In actuality, we are above our 200 EMA. For Coinbase, we will be looking for a push as well if we continue to push and search for a move all the way back up into higher levels like 186. 162 is almost here. Watch the resistance from 160 to 162. Excuse me, but 260 to 262 is our resistance. Amazon is getting close to 185 as a barrier. We might get back to roughly 183 if we reject that. We could get closer to 186 if we manage to hold above that. However, I do observe an attempt to approach 185 and a test of it. Moreover, Meta appears to be positive. We will be searching for a move towards 520 now that we have broken this high at 515. It will revert to 509 in the event that you reject off 520. Watch for a break or an effort to reach 520, possibly even a break through that, if we continue to push. For the time being, the markets appear positive, but as the bill auctions draw near, keep an eye out for resistance. And with that said, folks, we'll see how things pan out. Just remember that the bulls are in complete control and keep a close eye on your resistance levels in the charts. And just over here is Tesla's very, very impressive bounce effort. As it gets closer to these imbalances, Tesla has more bullish potential, and bears are still standing by to support it. See if Tesla smashes through some significant resistance levels and gives us a good boost from here. To be honest, I think this thing may go even higher if Tesla manages to hold on to 170. I simply wanted to say how much I appreciate everyone listening. I hope you all have the most amazing remainder of the day, and I will see you in a few hours. With gratitude and goodbye.